I'm going to take this opportunity to thank Manscaped for supporting us. Manscaped is the best for below-the-waist grooming, offering precision-engineered tools to provide you with the best experience. Get 20% off plus free shipping when you use code ASHY at manscaped.com. The Lawnmower 3.0 is the shit.
I'm trying not to interrupt. I'm trying not to interrupt.
Yo.
I'm trying not to interrupt.
Yo.
I'm trying not to interrupt. I'm trying not to interrupt. I'm trying not to interrupt. I'm trying not to interrupt.
Yo.
I'm trying not to interrupt.
That's right, everyone knows. If you've been watching our podcast for probably how many episodes are we on now?
We're like on 40.
40 what?
40 something.
40 something. The age that I turned on my last birthday.
Hey,
Correct. All right?
It's your birthday.
Don't start no shit with me.
We gotta turn up.
Don't be one of those people that sings happy birthday, can't wait till you get to the part where it says, how old are you? When you're younger, I gotta stop to hear. When you're younger, the happy birthday song, you want to hear every goddamn verse.
Right.
You want to hear happy birthday, and you can't wait to how old are you? I'm 12, I'm 13. But when you hit those golden senior sexy as, I call it silver. What are the handsome older guys they call them? Silver Fox.
Silver Fox.
Like this, that's me.
You're giving Silver Fox right now.
Oh, I give I always give Silver Fox.
Okay.
I'm that. I'm just that person.
Okay.
You know, but when you're younger, you can't wait to get to how old are you part. When you get older, as soon as they say happy birthday, you like, let me just blow those candles out. First off, I want to thank everyone that came to my birthday party in Yellow Springs, Ohio.
That looks so lit. I'm so mad I wasn't there.
It was so fun. It was great. And the reason why it was great, because I know people like, yeah, how the hell did you have so much fun in Yellow Springs? The reason why I had so much fun in Yellow Springs because I had so much fun in Yellow Springs over the summer. And when you're planning your birthdays, when you get, I hate to use this phrase, when you get of a certain age. You know what I'm saying? You don't need like everybody the twerk marathon.
Yeah.
You don't need the super turn up. You just need to be around people that you love and respect. And that's what it was. It was unfortunate that you weren't there, but we did it at the Shack, the notorious, infamous Shack. Probably had like 30 people. But I think Dave Chappelle hosted the party, right?
Nice.
But I think I got tricked.
Why? What happened?
Because there was a fight on the same night as my party.
Oh, the Logan Paul fight?
Yeah, no, Spence. I don't know. I don't really follow boxing too much, but it was God damn it, who fought? Somebody Google that shit. I forgot. Maybe I was too lit on my party.
The fight where that Nate Robinson guy got...
No, that ain't no real goddamn fight, girl. The one that created the biggest memes of all. Who fought? It was Spence, Robert Spence, the black guy, Latina guy. They was rooting for the Latina dude. And it's in the same weight class. I feel I'm not a boxing enthusiast like that, but it was eventful. The fight that you were talking about was the one that rocked the world.
Yeah.
Nate Robinson became, damn, that's so fucked up.
Oh, Errol Spence Jr.
Yeah, Errol Spence Jr. I don't know if he was undefeated or whatever, but it was a big deal. This is why I think Dave set me up, because it was a fight, and my birthday was the same night as the fight. So I think what the motherfucker did was throw a fight party. Right? Included me. Like, yo, anybody got a cupcake or anything? But it was a good time. He did a speech. You know, if you've been to the Shack, you know that there's not going to be a time where you don't hear Dave grab the microphone and do like an Oscar-worthy, almost like an acceptance speech, like on and on and on. But when you are the subject of the discussion, you appreciate it a little bit more. I appreciate it all the time, but thanks again for everybody who came here, all the housewives of Yellow Springs, all the nature barefoot bitches, queens. I've never got so many rocks for gifts.
What type of rocks?
Polished rocks, river rocks, quartz. Like, every time I turned around, it was a broad giving me a goddamn rock. I'm like, is my energy that fucked up? Where I need all these rocks. I got bags of smudge sticks. I got quartz rocks. I got I love you rocks. But I really appreciate it. It was the thoughts that count. Just away from any type of gifts or expecting anything. It was so much love that night. I had a good time. Everybody had a good time. So again, thank everybody that came out to that. And while I'm thinking about it, because I don't want to wait too late in the podcast, anybody that's in the Atlanta area, I'll be performing New Year's Eve at Atlanta Comedy Theater, one of the dopest comedy clubs for black comedy or comedy period. That's New Year's Eve weekend. I'll be there Thursday through Sunday. It's going to be the turn up. We're going to make sure that everybody is safe because the motherfuckers in Atlanta don't give a fuck. Yo,
Atlanta is wide open.
No, wide open, boy. They are wide open. Like more open than a hooker from the Bronx. They are wide open. More open than WAP. That's how wide they are. And motherfuckers will try to talk in your face. You know how many times I've had to hold my breath just because you're in that situation, you want to say, get the fuck away from me, but you're like, okay, respect my 6 feet, but then it's like, sometimes people don't get that, and they're like, what are you trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, motherfucker, you might have the goddamn Rona. Right,
and we never notice when people talk, like I was actually paying attention to someone's mouth, and the spit comes out. We're passionate, we're drinking, we're like loose, and that's a scary thing when you have juices flowing out of your mouth.
In some communities, that would be an awesome thing. That's right. Here's a good time for a very, very dirty, nasty reference. We love when that spits come out to mouth. We love when that saliva dangles down from that bottom lip. We love when we hear. So if you have a problem with people spitting on it, then I want to be in agreement with that. And I said there's times when that spit means a lot. Thank you. Is that a public service announcement? Or just an observation on my part? Some people know how to do it no spit, but not like that spit. Okay, back to the show.
But back to your point.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like you don't want to tell people shut the fuck up and back up, but you also want to be cautious.
Because you don't want to be. You don't want to be. I know you don't want to be rude about it, but it is an invasion of private space. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to communicate your thoughts with people because you're trying to say, you're like this. I'm not trying to say that you have it, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to protect myself. But we have to take those questions. I don't know how I ain't got Rona.
Me either.
Yo, and not that I be around tongue kissing motherfuckers or anything like that. But if you look at I know I haven't got it. But you look at the Instagram, you look at some of the things, the activities we've been involved with, both of us together. People would assume like, how the fuck they ain't got no Rona? Why they ain't got no mask on? Because we've continued to put ourselves in a safe ass bubble. I'm so sick of explaining to people. Yeah. Look, you're in Texas. Not a mask in sight. Shout out to Texas.
And it's like you said, most of those people don't even get tested.
I had a conversation with my mother. my mother tried to be nosy in the mom kind of way, because I just had a great experience with Austin in the RV. We went from New Jersey to Ohio to DC, back to New Jersey, right? And my mom was like, where are you now? I was like, I'm in Texas. She was like, baby, did you drive the RV? How did you get there? I was like, Mom, cut it out. I know she was trying to say, are you being safe? And what I tried to explain to her is that the way we've been moving has probably been safer than the average person that complains about wearing a mask. And then I was like, Mom, half the people that complain don't even really know what their status is, haven't been tested. And I was like, Mom, have you been tested for corona?
What she said?
It was crickets. But baby, I ain't been doing nothing. I understand that, but it's still good to know. And again, like we went from the Yellow Springs situation, and now we have a residency in Austin, Texas, which I'm super excited about for so many different reasons.
It's so beautiful here.
You so happy. You act like you just came out of jail.
Not really.
No, when I called you and I was like, yo, you down to? I don't even know how a person says no to this. Hey, Javanta, what are you doing next week? You down for a flight on a private jet with your own suite? She was like, I could hear your bags packing. As I said, I was like, oh, she about to set that hashtag off.
I'm like, you can never threaten me with a good time.
I know. You always be down with. But then I knew the picture was coming. The jet picture with the laptop always working. I'm like, what the fuck is she looking at? Pornhub? I'm like, I've never seen that laptop pop open as much as when you've been on a private flight.
I be working. I'm a photographer.
But again, being here in Austin, Yellow Springs was an incredible summer. We started residency in Austin, Texas. It may extend after the Christmas break too, sometimes in January, but there's nothing like being around positive energy, being able to do what you love to do, connect with good friends, eat good. I know I'm gonna pick up 10 pounds here.
Yeah.
I'm so brisket. I'm tired of brisket, but like it's like a brisket everywhere you go. It's a brisket.
And you've been putting me on
the good stuff. And when they say everything is bigger in Texas, it really is, because I have this very, very interesting mirror in my shower.
Oh, God.
And when they say everything is bigger in Texas, I will tell you this mirror really compliments me.
I don't like mine because I look too wide.
What? You said this, and it was so funny because I was like, you see that mirror in your room? You was like, I don't like mine. I'm like, what's wrong with yours? It just doesn't, I just don't like mine. I don't like mine. I love mine. You said extra wide, and that does it for you. Me, I'm telling you, boy, they're gonna be, man, I'm gonna take one, I gotta take this picture. I got that. What is that? The thought. So what is that?
The thought IG picture.
And I did one of those pictures, and it went viral. Like how women pose the minute they touch down on vacation.
Oh yeah, head to the side.
Always
out.
that pose. I did it. But it's been a good stay here to be able to work with our crew. When I say our crew, I mean like Michelle Wolf, Cypher Sounds, Will Sylvan, Mo Amer, Joe Rogan on this, and I think that like the same way with Yellow Springs, like once people start hearing about it, everybody's gonna be like excited to get here. And again, I'm just so grateful and thankful that we're part of a team that can go above and beyond to try to make life seem somewhat normal. So the people out there that's on the Instagram like, I can't believe that they don't have a mask on, all the fucking haters. So sick of addressing you, but I would like to take this time to say, fuck you. We're doing everything to be said. I gotta tweet out my results every time I do it. I'm gonna stop doing that because if I miss one day, I know if I miss one day, mother be like, yeah, I told y'all it was gonna get them. I knew that Ron was gonna get them, but thank God I don't have it. Hopefully I won't have it. And if I do get it, hopefully it'll pass through. And you hear so many stories about the deaths of Corona, people that are dying of Corona, but there's a lot of people. It's a lot of good stories. A lot of people that have been worried and concerned, and they pull through it. So hopefully we will get at a different place, a better place.
Yeah.
This is a good time to I really think that people should shut themselves down right now.
Yeah, and just take time and
Just take time to chill with your family, relax, because vaccine is coming. Not that everybody's going to take it, but I just think that by the spring and the summer, we're going to be at a different place. When I say that, I mean the price of getting tested, how accessible it will be. This is cold and flu season right now.
Yeah.
If people weren't prepared for numbers to shoot up again during the winter, I don't know what the fuck they were prepared for. But also know, going into this, everybody's like, we're going to have the second wave. We're going to be on lockdown again. But now at least with lockdown, nothing surprises us. Like this time, a little bit past the time last year, half the people didn't know how important it was to use hand sanitizer. Half the people didn't know what social distancing was or what are the benefits of it. But now I think the country and the world has been educated where if people just listen and do the right thing, that we are at a better place than where we were last year. I can't wait to go back to regular. I'm so sick of masks. I'm so sick of.
I know, it's so hard.
I feel like people discriminated against you.
Yeah, didn't you say at the coffee shop you felt some type of way?
When?
Yesterday when you went into the coffee shop, you're like, they discriminated against you.
Because of the mask?
Was it the mask or was it Maggie? Or was it both?
Well, I do have a beef, and I was trying to start off kind of cool. For the most part, everybody that's following me on my platform know that I have a new family member.
Yes.
I have a daughter. 5-month-old daughter. And people like this, God, your old ass having another baby. No, but what do they call it? White people call it rehomed. Rehomed. A dog has been rehomed. That lives with me now. That travels with me now. That I'm already $800 in. Motherfucking puppy, only 5 months. I bought
what the streets are saying, I'm turning into a white woman. Maggie.
You're giving me Karen.
Maggie River Rawlings has more outfits than I think I have. She travels with her own bag. She has theme, like, I know this is crazy, whatever, but I'll be like, what is she gonna wear today? Is she going out for dinner? Is this gonna be casual? Is this a hoodie day? Is this a hand knitted sweater day?
She is an adorable dog.
She's the best. I call her a WAP magnet. I've seen so much cleavage in the last 2 months that she's been with me. Because for some reason, this dog it's so, I call it a WAP magnet. As soon as a woman sees a dog, they immediately have to go to the ground like, oh, can I pet her? You got that right, you can pet her. And in fact, you can pet her as long as you want. And
Do you try to keep her on your lap?
That's so funny because that's a funny story because she's so small that she sits on my lap, right? And the other day, I was showing a friend of mine and I was petting her. And this friend was at a distance, right? And I was petting her. It looked like I was petting something else, right? And the girl was like, Grace, I'll say it, I'll blow her. She was like, this was a funny question. She was like, Donnell, what are you doing? But the thing is, when you think somebody is stroking their member, you know, you're supposed to run the other way, right? But the crazy shit, she was like a zoom lens. She was like, what are you doing? She kept on getting closer and closer. I was like, what do you think? What do you want? What do you think I'm doing? What do you want me to do? And she was like, oh, you're petting Maggie. I was like, fuck, man, get out of here. And back to one. Let's start this over. But this dog makes everybody feel good. You know, like, I don't know, maybe it's the size, but I didn't realize that white people love animals more than they love kids.
Yeah.
Like at first.
And black people.
Black people. They'll save a motherfucking puppy in a minute, but niggers, I don't know about that.
No, they
say black. They always say black kids.
Yeah.
They always adopt black kids.
Yes.
Always.
Before a certain age.
Yeah.
But you can tell
I didn't know people adopt old kids. Is that wrong? They do, but I mean, you know, normally the adoption is usually like baby.
Yeah.
You know, you adopted 13-year-old, it's like, damn.
I think I want to adopt. I'm going to adopt.
You going to adopt? Why?
I feel like if I do have children, I'll have one, but then I would also want another child, but I don't want to necessarily go through.
Get one the old school way.
What do you mean?
A night of passion. Create one, a night of passion. And nothing's wrong with it, because there's so many kids out here that need families, and there's so many people that want to be parents that for some reason aren't able to. So I'm not knocking the adoption process at all, but I want you to get one.
I'm open to it.
Yeah.
But you adopted all of us. You adopted like 5 kids.
Yeah, but y'all divorced me. Y'all got a certain age, y'all don't give a fuck about me no more. Y'all call me old ass motherfucker, old head, and everything. I'm not happy with the kids that I adopted. Old ass motherfuckers. But I just want to see you. You know, I want to see your attitude change. I want to see your stomach. I'm gonna tell you, that is the most, for me. But Stephanie was pregnant. Like, again, I'm probably repeating myself, but to have a kid at the older age that I had, like, I really appreciate everything about the pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? And I accepted everything. It was not people like, oh, she's gonna turn into a bitch. She's gonna want this. They're gonna want this. And I was like, and everything that she's gonna want, I'm gonna do. I don't give a fuck, you know, where our relationship is now, whatever. But you know, that young lady knows that when she was pregnant, like, I was 100% there.
Yeah. For
every doctor's appointment, every thing you fell in love with, you didn't fall in love with, your heightened sense of smell and this, because I used to make these bomb ass short ribs, right? And I used to love them with pork rind, right? And when she got pregnant, she couldn't stand it anymore. I was like, oh. And I made this big ass pot. Right? I'm like, oh no, you can't do this. And I was like, I couldn't make that anymore. But it was just something about. And she was so small, she's very petite. So she was upset because she didn't really start showing it until she was like 4 months.
Yeah.
But she wanted all the treatment of like a chick that's like wobbly and everything.
Yeah.
Like she would get on a train in New York and people wouldn't get up for her. So she had to tell motherfuckers, I'm 4 months pregnant. You know, but it was just something about like every month, like you notice that it's something you were responsible for creating that life.
Yeah.
That's why when you're younger, I don't think people appreciate it as much as when you get older. Because I've known so many people that I grew up with, it was like, when you heard the word I'm pregnant, it was like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, it's true. It's that not a good time in my life. I'm not ready for that. It's too much other things that I want to do. Then when you think about that in those situations, you get older, like, wow, I could have, would have, everything. For me to get a shot at going all the way through with it and just seeing her body develop the way it did too. I mean, I saw Austin, the crowning. The crowning.
I am nervous, Donnell.
Everybody
That's
is.
the scariest thing. And my cousin's pregnant now. She's like she's 8 months.
Cousin
And then
like me?
Ashley.
Which
They
one
all
like
love you. They all love you.
Okay.
Get over yourself. But she showed me a picture of like her daughter's foot just jammed through her stomach, and she's so uncomfortable. It's a beautiful thing, and I know you change, and I'm just terrified. And I don't want to be a baby mama. You know that.
Yo, listen, man, let me tell you something, man. I understand what fuck around and get to that age where you be starting to write contracts. You know how many bitches wanted me to write a contract to get them pregnant? Keep on like, I don't want to, I ain't saying don't get knocked up by anybody, but I don't know, time's ticking, man. Like, I understand it, and I'm telling you, I seen so many women like, oh, I don't want this and this, and like, I had this one chick, like a couple weeks ago, would you have a baby with me? You don't have to do anything. And it was an Asian chick, and we never had sex or anything, but they saw how I am as a dad or whatever, right? But her thing was, she was like, you don't have to be involved. And I'm like, I can't be a sperm donor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love being a dad so much that me knowing that I had a life out there and I wasn't a part of it, even though it was because somebody wanted to have a kid, there's no way I could do that. I'll be like this, motherfucker, I signed the paperwork, get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. And this woman is financially set, and it's just one thing that she feels is missing in life, and that's that. And I was like, I hope you fall in love and get it the right way, because I wouldn't be. That's the second time that someone's offered to, like, hey, sign this paper, you have no responsibility, and I'll take care of it. But I understand when you say you don't want to be a baby mama or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I get
Wait,
you.
first off, wait a minute. Baby mama situation isn't always a bad thing. It's fucked up baby mamas that make baby mama and fucked up.
True.
Yeah.
But
yes.
you know it. But and you are right. But there are some times where you get into a situation with a guy and it seems great in the beginning, and they show their true colors. I just seen both sides of it.
Okay, stop with they show their true colors, because you show your true colors too. Because you in a relationship, and everybody that's watching this, when you first meet somebody, you send your representative. You don't send a motherfucker that don't always shower that you're gonna find out about 3 years later.
That's right.
You don't meet the bitch that don't like washing dishes. You don't meet that motherfucker. You get the wop, the fire dick, the best conversations, and you get the best meals and dinners. So don't start with that.
You know what?
Yeah.
Listening to you now, it's like now I'm living through fear. I just need to just be open.
Fear of what?
Fear of that.
You're too picky.
So that's.
Am I yelling? People say I yell a lot.
You are, but just talk closer to the mic.
Am I yelling?
Yeah, so much better. No, just hearing you speak, and I just came to it. I just need to stop living like that. Just
living like what?
I'm so pessimistic about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And but see, this is what we explain to women. This is the argument that you all use. Well, should I lower my standards? Oh, nobody is saying lower your standards. But at some point, you got to be realistic on what you want. You're not going to find the perfect nigga. Y'all, we ain't gonna find the perfect bitch.
But what is in your mind? What is the perfect woman?
Somebody know when to shut the fuck up and make me a bologna and cheese sandwich. That's all I need. And get some shut the fuck up around here.
Come on, for real.
The art of shutting. Yes. There's an art to it. And when I'm saying people like this, he's such an asshole, he's an animal. No, I'm not saying shut the fuck up all the time. Mm-hmm. But I am saying it's the art of shutting the fuck up.
I think
you have a problem with that.
I do?
Yes, you don't know.
I don't think in my relationships I have a problem.
What?
I don't think I know when to shut the fuck up. I know when to shut the fuck up.
I've seen you not shut the fuck up before.
Really?
In relationships. And I'm like, why are you treating that?
That's probably a long time ago. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about 34-year-olds.
Okay. All right. No, but I remember. I was like, God damn, guess what was good? Guess what? That's what I told you. Don't bring no more home. That's just serious. But going back to the baby mom thing, the baby, that word has got, I mean, it's an awful, it's not an awful word, but it's a word usually when you hear about it, it's usually associated with baby mama drama.
Okay, well, let me rephrase that. I do not want to be left alone with the child. So the negative connotation with the title baby mama, that's not necessarily what I mean. I do not want to raise a kid by myself due to whatever circumstance. I really want a family. I want a supportive father, and I don't know why you're snoring. That's what I want.
I had beef ribs earlier. What else you want?
That's what I want. I don't want, you're looking at it at the other side of it, like the baby mama drama and all that stuff. I just want a supportive man.
I understand what you want now, but when I say the clock is ticking, and I know a lot of women that have been in a situation like they want the person. I'm not just saying just go have a baby and raise it myself, but there probably will come a time within, and I was supposed to run in the envelope when I think you're going to get pregnant.
Oh yeah, you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. The guy.
It's going to come a time where you're like, okay, and I'm gonna tell you how this could happen if you become uber successful. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times women don't want to attach to that because I know it's gonna be hard. You mentally, financially, and a whole bunch of shit. But if you just hit it and get your millions and millions of dollars that you always talk about, I think that you'll be in a different situation. Like, you know what? I can handle that. I know you want the whole family situation, and what I'm going through. Mm-hmm. In my situationship is the toughest part for me to deal with now is dealing with co-parenting. Mm-hmm. At first I thought it was so ugly. What does that mean? Somebody hates somebody. It means that sometimes relationships don't work out and you have to figure out a way, how are both of you going to be good parents to this kid? And I'll be real, it's been somewhat of a struggle because Austin, for the most part, is with, majority of the time, especially with me being on the road and everything, he's with Stephanie a lot. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to deal with, okay, it's going to be different times. It's going to be 50-50. It's going to be times when we disagree on certain things. It's going to be times that we agree on certain things. But I never thought that I would not be emotionally connected to the woman I had a baby with. It's the hardest thing to wrap your brain around. The hardest thing to wrap your brain around a situation like that is the thought of the person you had a baby with don't love you anymore. Yeah. Because you're never going to not be a part of their life. That's tough, but you get over it. And as tough as it's been dealing with that part of it, also examples like in my family and around me where co-parenting works. I think it's a support. Didn't realize that it's a support group for everybody. It's a support group for old dads. David Ladman is a part of it. You know what I'm saying? It's a support group for motherfuckers that you're not living in the same house. You get this weekend, you get this holiday, you get this, and it's tough. Because you want to be there for everything. You want to share every moment. But the reality of sometimes when relationships don't work out, that's what you have to go through.
What would you say the keys are to co-parenting? Like your top 3?
Respecting each other. Mm-hmm. I think respecting each other, and what I have to get used to is you got to be considerate of other people's feelings. And I know sometimes, you can feel like, well, I'm the breadwinner. I'm the one that pay all the bills. Mm-hmm. I should have the last say in everything. That's the man you want to say that, but the reality of it is that you have to be considerate of your partner's feelings. And if you're not, a lot of times I think they'll try to strike out and make it hard for you just because you're not respecting what they do. And I never disrespect. I will say Stephanie's a great mom. You know what I'm saying? She's a great mom. She really loves her son dearly. She's not you know, one of the moms is like, well, so-and-so's gonna babysit, I wanna do so-and-so, you know. She wants to enjoy life, but her life is all revolved around. I have nothing bad to say about that. Again, it's unfortunate things didn't work out the way my imagination of what we thought it would be, but you know, you gotta, I know it's easy to say, you gotta do what's best for a kid. And speaking of me being the man that I am, this would probably be a perfect time to thank our sponsors.
Yes, indeed.
You know what, Javonta, because I know some people pronounce your name like that, I think this is a perfect time to explain to people why Manscaped is so important to me. Manscaped is the best for below the waist grooming, offering precision engineered tools to provide you with the best experience. Get 20% off plus free shipping when you use code Ashy at manscaped.com. I have an issue with very long nose hairs, and they have the weed whacker that can trim and get those nose hair out so people don't think you've been up all night doing drugs. That's why I really love the weed whacker, because it gets in and it gets out. Also, one of the things that I like about Manscaped and the Lawnmower 3.0, which is their main joint, which is the best trimmer when it comes to trimming balls and balls, hairs, is that it's quiet. It's quiet, and for those times that you're up late at night, there's an LED light where you can navigate through the bush and not cut your balls off. I don't think there's a product out here that takes that much attention to getting your balls trimmed up the nice way. If you get the performance package, you get 2 gifts. Manscaped boxers and the Shed travel bag. Only with the performance package do you get 2 gifts. This is the time of year I think people should support people grooming their balls. They should support the smell of balls. They should support people with nice trim nose hair. That's why I continue and will continue to support Manscaped at manscaped.com. Remember, use the promo code Ashy and you get 20% off.
Nice.
That's all I gotta say, right? Mm-hmm. Then we insert it, right?
Yeah.
So I could go back?
Yeah.
Okay. And what I know is that Austin is a happy little boy.
He is. He's so cute.
He's a happy little boy, and the thing that, like, when I get choked up, because I know that our family won't be what I thought it would be, mm-hmm. I get choked up with, I'll say, well, me and you're gonna do something. And he's like, and mommy? You know?
He's inclusive.
Yeah, he always remembers family, but sometimes he don't want to fuck with her. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. He'll tell me straight up, yeah. And it's like, as a dad, you feel good about it. He'll be like, yeah, it's just gonna be daddy's son day, right? Right, daddy? I'm like, yeah, no girls allowed, right? Like, even when we were going on the RV trip with me, 40, his son Jaden, and his daughter Shania, me and my 2 kids, Austin and Maggie. And me and Austin was talking, and we was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, no girls allowed. Then he said, but only Maggie. And then I was like, yeah, but what about Naya? He said, Naya coming? He got all excited about Naya, but this is no thing. He knows mommy's son-time, he knows daddy's son-times, and he knows family time.
That's important.
And it's like, I know it's not crazy, but like I watch the pictures that he draw whenever he draws pictures. It's always a picture of mommy, daddy, and Austin. Mm-hmm. But I know he's not disrespectful. He only drawing what he sees. I've never had no hair. My joint is always like a quick circle. It's always like, whoop. I'm like, damn, son. I was like, why I can't get no hair? He said, because daddy, you don't have no hair. I was like, what about my chin here? He said, that's not enough to make the picture. And now he's doing the pictures. Now he includes Maggie, and if everything I'm going to do everything I can do for him to have that balance of family. But I know I'm such a pussy when it comes to him, mm-hmm. that the day I see a picture and I'm not included in the picture, I'm be like, yeah, don't look like this picture is finished. Go ahead and put me in this motherfucker. But
or what would that picture look like with someone else? How would you feel?
What?
If there's someone else.
Someone else what?
Another father figure.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you. This is the realest shit I'm gonna say. She can fuck whoever she wants to fuck, get all the dick or whatever she wants. But some real shit. My son, I'm dropping the bomb. Unless I'm fucking dead, my son is never gonna have another fucking father figure. Period. I'm telling you. I mean that.
You're dead ass serious?
I mean that with everything in me.
Really, Donnell?
What? Father figure?
That loves?
No.
You're not open for that?
No. We will go to court.
Why do you feel like...
My son is... Let me explain this. That's the tough part.
Mm-hmm.
If your partner falls in love with somebody else, whatever, that's the relationship you have.
Mm-hmm.
First off, a lot of this father figure shit happens when the father is absent out of the kid's life. So somebody had to pick that shit up. Sometimes. A lot of times. I'm going to tell you straight up. It ain't. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. It ain't. My son ain't calling nobody else daddy. And in some cases, that shit work. I'm speaking of my situation.
Mm-hmm.
That will not fucking happen. He will not need guidance from another motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna need financial support from another motherfucker. He ain't gonna need nothing from a motherfucker. She might need something for a motherfucker. It ain't gonna be Austin. And that's my shit.
And why?
Because I love him that much, and that's something that he don't need in his life. What she, or I'm speaking for anybody, what she or her partner need, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
He don't need a father figure in his life. The reason why kids need father figures, and the reason why I need a father figure in my life, because my father was locked up most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why some other kids need father figures because dad might be dead.
But what about the families that have it both? There's some families that have...
Yeah, they're going to have both.
But he's going to be around. This is all hypothetical, of course.
Yeah.
So how would that work? What does that look like to you? So he's just...
It don't look like right at all.
So there's a new man in her life, and together, Austin will be there. What does that look like for you?
It don't look good, and I would be, I mean, I guess I'm trying to explain this. When you say father figure, I'm just thinking like someone is going to teach my son certain things in life. And I just feel, and I might be, so people not agree with me, I just don't, he's never going to need another, as long as I'm living, he's never going to need another man to do that. And I might warm up to the idea of understanding, but just when I hear that, it's just, I automatically get turned off with that thought. You know, I'm not trying to do no court type shit or anything like that, but if it comes down to some shit like that, lawyer the fuck up.
That's crazy.
I know it sounds crazy. Can't explain myself.
Yeah, no, I feel
you know what I'm saying? This might not be logical, but
that's just feeling.
That's just feeling. Like, you know, then I realized why basketball and football little league coaches got so much pussy growing up, because it was moms, right, single parents that
Or
needed a father figure.
what if they just fell in love with another man and got into it wasn't necessarily they needed a father figure, they just fell in love and moved on.
Who?
The mom.
I don't give a fuck about nobody falling in love. And then in some cases, yo, here's a catcher. Sometimes that other man ain't another man; it's another woman. Yeah, you want to, and I've known cases of that. You know what I'm saying? This may sound crazy. I don't want nobody else to love my son.
Okay.
But me. That's how it is. I'm a lot older than my BM, and I even told her once, listen, I probably won't be the last person you fuck. The age difference is that much. But I'm also understanding, I also know that she's gonna want her happiness. I don't negate that. You know, I'm never proud of that. This is what people do. Sometimes people want to be in love with something else or a different situation. They feel they always have to be mad or start something with you because they want their happiness. Like, and I explain all the time, you don't have to be mad at your ex or whatever for your happiness. Just be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But with him in his life, it's not like Austin's not going to need anything from anybody. I'm an older guy, just real with it. I know that there's a huge age difference between me and Stephanie. Even as we get older, whatever, she finds somebody, whether it's whatever the situation is. I've already pictured me having a conversation with the next guy. The next guy that's younger.
What was it?
The conversation's like, listen, this is a conversation. I had this conversation myself. Listen, you love her. She loves you. I love my son. My son is not going to need anything from you. But whatever I've instilled in my son, values and all that shit, when I'm out of here, when I have another breath, out of respect, can you continue that? And can you let my son know what I meant to him, who I was? Period. I know part of that is going to be the relationship I build with him, but that's an honest conversation I've had with myself. Mm-hmm. And I know I got really defensively said, but what if? It's because the thought of that just fucks me up. Yeah. But again, being mature, I know everything can't be exactly the way you want it to be. That I would have to deal with that when it happens, but it won't be another guy in his life lack of love from my end or what I want to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm ready to have 100% custody of my son.
I see. You're a great dad.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like this, like, man, I don't want no problems or anything. I know it's tough, but again, when I look in my life, I see examples of things that didn't work out for the best. I always use my nephew Dusan as an example. You know, he's at his last year at what is it, Morehouse? Mm-hmm. And his parents were never married. Their relationship didn't even last as long as my relationship with Stephanie did. But they created a beautiful son that's smart, sharp dude. He's already got internship or whatever. He already got a job with Amazon.
That's true.
And they had to go through their tips of, I'm here with him all the time. They had to do all of that. But then they both, and they're smart people, they both learned that, co-parenting could work. Mm-hmm. Austin's Mima, who I love dearly, was like, co-parenting could be fun. And I was like, it wasn't for you? No. No, I respect. There's so funny things. I have such a great relationship with Stephanie's mother. It's like everybody around me knows how important Austin is to me, what he means to me, and I'll do anything for him. And I love him dearly. But again, the thought of someone else, that's a tough one. It's the thing that probably stops people from being the best parents that they could be, is the personal relationship they have with that person, and the anger and how upset they feel when they know the person that they were supposed to be in love with is in love. Because you don't want nobody to be happy after you break up. You can say that. That's the most bullshit I've ever heard about. Like, I just want you to be happy. Are you happy? I'm like, bitch, I wish you would say you're happy. I wish you would say you're happy.
I feel like people get to that place.
I wish you would say you're happy. Don't you be happy to me. Let me beat you to happiness. Let me beat you to the happiness.
I feel like people sometimes get to that place once they happy, then they could say, okay, I'm happy. Well, I don't really give a fuck about that person.
Yeah.
They're miserable. They're like.
But I want everybody to be happy. I want her to be happy. I want me to be happy.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it's just tough. Because you want your happiness to become, let somebody get happier before you. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, this bitch just beat me to the happiness. I got some happy catching up to do. But at the end of the day, it's important for both people to be happy, because your mental and how you feel is a reflection of what's going on with your son. I remember one time we were going through an argument or whatever, and she was on the phone crying, and I heard Austin in the background, and this was over the dog.
Oh, yeah?
Because she wasn't happy that I got the dog. And I didn't talk to her.
She hadn't met her yet.
She hadn't met her yet. And I was of the notion that I pay everything so I can get a dog. But not only that, a little puppy, who don't want a fucking little puppy for a kid? It wasn't me. It was the minute I met Maggie, Maggie came to me and I was like, oh man, I love this dog, I'm taking it. And my friend Mickey said, okay. I was like, the fuck y'all got a puppy bill or something? You just give a dog away like that? Black people give up dogs different. They just hand you the dog. But I can say Maggie was raised as a white dog at the beginning because once I got the dog, she had all her shots. She had all type of collar shit. Black people just say, huh? You don't get no collar, no dog bowl or nothing. Just like, you're on your own. And then depending on how big the dog is, you're like, yo, you know how much it's going to cost to feed this motherfucker? But I feel like I wasn't in the business of, I wasn't looking for a dog. But she just came in my life at the right time, you know? And all I could think about was how happy that dog was going to make Austin. Because Austin, he has 2 Paw Patrol stuffed animals. And he called it my little brother and my little sister. And he dresses them in his old clothes. I'm like, we got to get rid of some of these clothes. There's just too many clothes. But Austin dresses them up. He got a whole wardrobe for his little brother and sister. He talked to little brother and sister. So I'm like this, as much, originally, when I got Maggie, it was just for Austin. I was like, what little boy is not gonna like a little dog? Yeah. Then I was getting so much pushback. You so disrespectful. You disrespectful. I can't believe you. So I was like, did you see how cute this dog is? Who hates on this motherfucking dog? I don't want to live with no motherfucking dog shitting all over the place. I'm like this little shit he has, you could pluck it. I could see if I adopted a 12-year-old fucking German Shepherd, man. Them hot loads. But Maggie could poop and you like, it's okay. And I'm like, but the dog it's gonna need training or whatever. So originally the dog was for Austin. And then when I was getting all the pushback, I don't want to live, you're gonna take care of the dog. So I was like this, I'll take care of the dog. I'm like, I'll take care of the dog. I'll take the dog with me. Now I'm going from it being Austin's dog to now it's back to being a road dog. I got paperwork, Delta, I got all the compliances, whatever. I got all that type of shit. And we went through this, and this was so fucking funny. This is about fucking my son. She was upset one day. I can't believe you don't know respect me. Not making fun, but that's how it was. When you get emotional about stupid shit sometimes, right? And she was crying, and I could hear Austin in the background, Daddy. And I told her, I said, if you're gonna be crying on this phone call, let's talk later, because I don't want Austin to see his mommy sad. I don't want that. I don't want, especially when he knows that I'm on the phone. Now he's gonna be like, you make daddy sad, right? And I was like, fuck. Oh, what's my son gonna think about me? Yeah. His mother's on the phone crying and he's there in the background. And he was like, Daddy, I was like, what? He said, Daddy. I said, what? He said, I'm so happy. I said, why? He said, you got a dog, Daddy? And I had this sinister like, it's 2 against 1, it's 3 against 1. He was like, Daddy, I'm so excited. You got me a doggy. I always wanted a dog. Daddy, I'm too excited. I think I might be too excited. I said, well, get your phone, because I got him his own iPhone. Okay. People like that, he's too young. Nope, you ain't gonna be blocking that shit with me. My son can pick up, he know how to FaceTime me or whatever. That's why I did the phone. Said, well, he's too young. No, he's not. I want to be able to talk to him what I want. He talks to me. I was like, well, I want to FaceTime. He's like, Daddy, I gotta go charge my phone because I want to have all my battery life when I get to talk to Maggie, when I get to see Maggie. Did you get her clothes? Do you got her clothes? And this is crazy. I'm so old school of a dad. You know, I will admit I'm old school. I don't know what. It was interesting because I bought Maggie these clothes and some dresses.
Tons of
and some dresses.
Put that long.
Look, I got her dresses and shit, right? And then he knew I got her dresses. So I was like, his mother said, Austin want you to dress Maggie in a dress and send him a picture. So I'm like, what does this mean? Because I'm so stupid and ignorant. You know what I mean? I don't know when a guy or girl's sexuality, I'm just being honest. I don't know when it comes in. When do you feel like the discontribute to a lifestyle? Or I don't know. I'm stupid when it comes to that, but I'm open to listen to where. So I'm all worried. I'm like, oh shit, my son want to dress the motherfucker in the dress. That mean he don't want to motherfucking dress. I ain't getting no baby
Or
dress.
he's very intelligent. He knows a girl wears a dress.
Here's the part. This is the thing that he fucked me up. So then his mother was like, he posted a picture of Maggie with a dress on Instagram. And Austin said, why didn't he send me the picture first? He's going through this. He's like, why didn't he send me the picture first? I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? So I'm trying not to get ahead of myself.
Yeah.
And not to worry as if I had anything to worry about, right? And then Austin said, Mommy, I don't know why Daddy is making this such a big deal. He bought the dress. Like, it's me.
Exactly.
It was like his little way said, nigga, you bought the dress. Nigga, if you would have bought a hoodie, the bitch would have worn a hoodie. You buying all these cute ass goddamn tiara dresses or whatever it's called. What is it? What is the chicks, the mothers be going?
Tutu.
The tutu. And also like, I was like, all right. But he is learning responsibility because we went to Petco and he was picking out stuff. And when he usually always wants something for himself, he wanted something for that little for Maggie first. But I didn't know what, like, with this little puppy, this is so funny because we went on a trip. This was the greatest trip ever. I did a show for BET, and they asked me, what is a bucket list thing you wanted to do, right? And I remember when I was younger, and my father rented an RV, right? For all his kids. My father got mad kids. For white people, mad kids is 8 or more. Mad adults is 8 or more kids. And one summer, he rented an RV, and he had his sister, Aunt Alice, R.I.P., take all his kids on a road trip down south in an RV. I don't have a lot of memories with my dad in regard of like eventful things, like going to concerts and all that type of stuff. It was probably 2 handful of memories. That was one of them that I remember to this day. I remember all the kids being in the RV. I remember my father giving my aunt a stack of money and she was peeling off the top. She was like, I remember like a knot. And we went to this amusement park. I'm like, boy, all that money that bitch got, we about to be on a roller coaster. That bitch pulled out a 10 and gave us, I was like, fuck, I'm going to gift shop with this bullshit. All I wanted to do was go to the gift shop. When I was younger, I thought only rich people went to the gift shop, like the gift shop. I knew there was no reason for me to go in the gift shop, and if I went there, it was because something was going to get stolen. So it's no sense to go in the gift shop. I ain't even going to fuck myself up going there like, can't afford this, can't afford this.
Yeah.
And so we went on this RV trip. My aunt was peeling off money, and remember we went to Myrtle Beach, we went crabbing, and we caught all these crabs because we DC kids, we can't wait to eat crabs. But what happened was from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, back to Fayetteville, North Carolina, it was like 3 hours. We got to know the crabs. They became friends. It went from like, we want to eat these motherfuckers to like Charlie the Crab,
Right.
Cynthia, they all had names. My sister took like fingernail polish and painted on it, and we were like racing them and shit. And then we got to my grandma's house, we had the crabs out on the grass. We like, hey, you know, they're doing that dance and everything. And I remember, I could see the steam coming out of the window, right? Yeah. And I could see the steam coming from the window, right? And I heard my aunt said, bring them crabs in here. We was like, for what?
Poor crabs.
She was like, we're gonna eat them. I'm like, murderer! Yo, I was like, and she didn't give a fuck. You could imagine, it's like 7 kids sitting around the table. We ain't eating none of these crabs. All we heard was,
Yeah, did you hear them go?
No, you don't usually hear that with lobsters usually, but not with crabs.
I thought the blue crab, they don't scream.
They don't. You don't hear scream. I think the thing is when you hear them trying to get out. When you hear this, and it's like the pot going pop. But we thought she was the worst. But I remember that R&B. I remember that trip. Everything about that trip. And I always told myself, I was like, if I ever had a kid, I can't wait to take him on an R&B trip. So we reached out. Shout out to Cruise America, because me and 40, we rented a 25-foot RV. We drove from New Jersey to Yellow Springs, Ohio, and then from Yellow Springs, Ohio to Washington, D.C., where I had a show at RFK Stadium Shout out for everybody that bought a ticket. 280 cars per show. I sold out. Out of all, I was the first comic that sold out both shows. It was cold. People were in their cars. We are on the road. Austin's having an amazing time. 40's not the best driver. My friend 40, he looks for potholes and speed bumps. And me and Austin was in the back. I'm trying to go to sleep, and every time he hit a bump, I'm like, what the fuck, 40? And Austin was like, Daddy, that was a good one. He thought it was an adventure. The fact that he was on the RV with my boy's 40's son, who's 17, Jania's 11, I think, Austin's 5, and Maggie's 5 months. So we had the perfect system. Jaden made sure Naya was okay. Naya made sure Austin was okay. And Austin made sure Maggie was okay. And out of all of those kids, Austin was the worst parent. Because he does not understand that Maggie needs to sleep. Somebody said Austin be handling Maggie like she an iPad. Like Maggie will be sleep curled up on my lap and she'll be like, come on, Maggie. And one time 40 was driving and I was in the passenger seat and Austin was in the back sleep. Austin woke up out of his sleep, came, snatched Maggie out of my lap, went back and laid with him. And then he said, Daddy, come back here and lay with me and Maggie. He does not understand. I got to let him know. I was like, Austin, we don't wake you up out of your sleep like that. But I'm not a dog, Daddy.
Yeah, he probably doesn't really.
He doesn't get it, but he knows that that's his little sister. Mm-hmm. He loves her. And it was so funny because the hardest thing was because Stephanie was complaining about, the dog took a pee. I'm like, please don't keep calling me about these mistakes. I was only an hour. If you don't walk the dog, he will piss and shit. It's part of the training.
Yes.
So then I'm there, I'm like, I can't leave this dog with her. She already don't like me. I ain't gonna have her taking it out on Maggie.
Oh,
Shit,
no,
Maggie can't tell me what happened, right? I'm like, Maggie, it'll be like Lassie. Did she beat you? What the fuck did she do?
Bark once if she hits
So
you.
I'm nervous now, and I got a dilemma now because Austin is attached to the dog.
Yeah.
Austin already told me, he said, Daddy, wherever Maggie goes, I go. Wherever you go, me and Maggie go. So now, all this is going to have to break down into real life.
Yeah.
So then I'm using the dog to explain real life to him. Well, you know, Austin, sometimes you can't always be with your parents when you want to.
Yeah.
You know, I'm using the dog as explain it. Right? And I was like, well, you know, Maggie's going to have fun with either you or me. He was like, yep. I was like, there's sometimes he's going to spend more time with me. Sometimes he's going to spend more time with you. I'm just trying to hit him like, Mom, I'm just trying to hit him.
Slowly, gradually.
And he wrote me this song, right? And this song, he said, I'll climb every mountain. I'll swim every ocean to be with my daddy. I don't know the exact words, but it was such a touching song. And then he said, I know you have to leave, but you'll always come back here on that note. I was like, man, this is the perfect time to use his words to explain what's going to go on in the life of Maggie.
Yeah.
And I said, Austin, do you remember that song? Climb every mountain, swim every ocean. Remember that song? Well, that's how it's going to be. He looked in my face and said, Daddy, I wrote that song for you. He said, I didn't write a Maggie song. He said, Daddy, Maggie wasn't even here. I'm like, he was looking like, motherfucker. Yo, he was looking at me like, motherfucker, that story ain't got nothing to do with this. I told you, wherever Maggie is, you're going to be there. So the toughest part, the first time I went on a trip with Maggie, without him, and I told him, I said, I'm going to come back and get you, you're going to go. So we're going to see how this works out with us, if you want to say splitting a dog or whatever. But me and Austin are going to be co-parenting Maggie.
That sounds like a plan.
You're going to get pregnant without love. No, I'm joking. That's not going to happen.
I rebuke that.
You got to get pregnant. You got to get...
I'm open to it. I'm just...
You know how many people I know that want to get you pregnant? You got to pick one. Javanta, because it's so funny, because the women... Joe, who wants to get Javanta pregnant? Who wants to see posters put up all the time? Who? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we started right here. Who's gonna get Javanta pregnant? You know she likes to eat a lot now. You know it's gonna be even crazier when she's pregnant. You know she gets a steak attitude now. It's gonna be nuts when she's pregnant. But what's gonna happen is she's gonna be the most beautiful, the most loving mom. And the reason why I say that, because her mom is that person, and her mom also has a fat ass. Don't look at me like that. She knows it, and she's even said, Javanta, be honest. Do I have a big butt? And Javanta says, Mommy, where do you think I got it from? This is the Donnell Rawlings Show. It's always a show about nothing. Sometimes we make you feel good, sometimes we make you feel bad. But we don't do anything, we make you think about something. Until next time, I want to say happy holidays. Shout out to everybody that supported me on my birthday party. And don't forget Atlanta Comedy Theater. New Year's Eve, Thursday through Sunday. One of the greatest comedy clubs in the world with some of the best acts that have been able to survive.